In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install Ubuntu Linux on Oracle VirtualBox. So first off, let's go ahead and set up the VM. So we're going to go ahead and click New here to create a new empty VM. And we're going to use Linux. Ubuntu is the version we're going to use. Click Next. We're going to go ahead and just go with the defaults here. VirtualBox is kind of nice for that. If you select the operating system you want to use, it'll set aside the defaults that are good for that system to perform. So let's go ahead and just keep on clicking Next here. And then we'll go ahead and click Create. So now we have an empty VM that we can load the operating system into. Now that we have the VM created, we have to load the operating system. One of the things that you may want to take note of also is, depending on the computer that you're using, you may not have the processor or a suitable processor to run it in virtualization mode. One of the things though that you can do to work around this, because a lot of the new current processors have a separate VM acceleration capability built into them. In this particular one right here, it's for Oracle VirtualBox, it's enabled by default. If you don't want to use that and your processor can't support that when you're trying to install the operating system and you get an error, you can uncheck this and just click OK, and then it'll be set up to just use your processor no matter what. So you won't get that warning. It'll just go ahead and go ahead with the install. It may not run as well, but if you run into that problem anyways, you can do that. So that's a workaround for that. Now the one other thing that we need to do is we need to get the operating system, Ubuntu, for this VM. And I have already went ahead and downloaded it ahead of time. But what we need to do with the ISO now is we just need to assign it to this VM. And how we can do that is we can go to the storage and go to the virtual controller, and here's the CD-ROM. So we can click this and we can choose a virtual CD or disk file. And here I have a couple different ones that I have downloaded here. And the one we're going to use right now is this one right here, the i386 version. So we go ahead and click Open. So now you'll see that that ISO is attached to the CD-ROM drive. And we click OK. So now if we start this VM up, it's going to try to boot off of the CD-ROM. It's going to give us a little information about the VM as it starts up. If you're inside of the VM and you want to regain keyboard control to get outside of the VM, you can press the right control key. That's what it's defined as by default. So let's go ahead and click OK. Now you see the VirtualBox splash screen. It's telling you that this is optimized to work in 32-bit mode color. We'll just click OK to get past that. Still booting up. Click OK on that also. It's about the mouse. Now we're beginning to see the installation prompt for it. We can see it going ahead and go through the installation. It's going to take a little while. Okay, now we have the basic normal installation that you would see when you try to install Ubuntu. So we'll just go ahead and install Ubuntu. This is what you would normally see when you're actually installing it on a physical machine as well. So we're going to go ahead and pretty much just go with the defaults on this as well. Okay, it's going to ask us these things about selecting your time zone. It's going to ask us the keyboard layout that we want. Again, most of the times this is just best to select the default. We can add our name, computer name, and then we can add a password. Just going to add something simple in there. Click continue. I'm going to pause this so you don't have to sit here and watch the progress bar move, and I'll start up the recording back when it gets to another prompt. Alright. Once it's all finished being installed, you should have a desktop, something like this, and be all ready to go. Alright, thanks. Let me know if you have any questions.